What's up, guys? Taylor here. We're closing down PSX. I'm here with Dan Ailman from Discord Games, where we just finished playing Chasm for the second time. It was definitely Nick's favorite game of the show, so we want to make sure we came and talked to you guys. So first of all, for anybody that doesn't know what Chasm is, can you give us a little quick pitch on what is Chasm?
Sure. Chasm is a retro-style 2D action platformer adventure game, done kind of like in a Metroidvania style. A little bit more Vania than Metroid in that you level up your character, you find all kinds of gear, and you equip it. But the story is that you play as Dalton, who's a soldier, who's sent to a mining town to investigate when all the townspeople go missing. And so you go into the mines and you find the remnants of an ancient civilization, and they've built out this subterranean world. And so as you go in and investigate, you kind of uncover the map there and uncover like all these supernatural creatures that are waking up. And so you figure out like what's going on.
Okay. So one thing we noticed that's different from a lot of like these kind of Metroidvania games is it's not necessarily procedurally generated. The rooms are designed, but the way they're connected is a little randomly generated. So can you talk about a little bit the philosophy behind that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's kind of pros and cons to procedural generation, and like one of the biggest cons is like you've probably played procedurally generated games where you go into a room and it's like there's like one enemy up in the corner doing nothing, and you're like, well, clearly a computer did that. So we really wanted to make sure that every room felt designed by a designer. So all of those were designed by a designer. But yet we also wanted the benefits of procedural generation, which is the infinite replayability. You play it again, you don't necessarily know where to go. And a lot of us on the team have played like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Axiom Verge, Super Metroid over and over again, and we're like, man, I wish I could wipe my memory and like play this without knowing where everything is again. And so that's kind of what Chasm allows you to do, is you play it again and it will always be familiar to you. You always like find the same power-ups to get access to new areas, but like how you get there and what path you take is going to be different every time you play.
So the demo, I think, is a little different from the main game in that, like, when you die, you sort of have to start from the beginning. But, like, is there going to be, like, kind of checkpoints and, like, is there, like, a roguelike element to it? Or is it you just sort of start from the town again, you kind of have to keep going? Or how does that all work?
Yeah, there's probably going to be an insane mode for people who are really hardcore, who want permadeath. But in general, like, you probably saw there's, like, a campfire in between, like, two regions of the game. And that campfire is a save point. And so if you die, you go back to that save point. It basically reloads your save. So anything you got after the save point, you lose, and you just go back to that save point and try again. But all the same stuff will be in the same place the next time you play. And the full experience, to go from the beginning of the story all the way to the end, is probably about 8 hours or so. You know, some people are going to do it much faster than others. For me, to be honest, it'll take me like 15 because I like to explore every nook and cranny. But yeah, there are some people who are ridiculously fast.
I'm probably going to go a lot slower. I think I died 3 times playing the demo, so I'm probably on that 15-hour end as well. Do you have like a favorite aspect? Like every time you think about the game, like, yes, this is why I'm working on this game. This is what gets me excited to like talk to people about it.
Yeah, well, probably in terms of a feature, it's not a sexy feature, but the thing that I really love about it is how tight the controls are. It's like pixel perfect precision, and there's actually like 3 main focuses to the gameplay. The first one, which you probably saw a lot of, is like just the pure melee combat with all the enemies. On the second one, there's actually a lot of rooms that are just about precision platforming, and so they're very platforming specific. And so for those, the tight controls are awesome. And then the third element, which doesn't really lend itself to being demoed in a show, is kind of Zelda-style puzzles. So those we haven't shown too much of, and so those will be kind of a surprise for when the game finally launches.
Awesome, cool. So give us the quick rundown. When can we play it, and where can we get more information, and what platforms is it coming out on?
So I'll answer that in reverse order. It's coming to PS4 and Steam in 2016. The places you can find out about it, you can follow us on Twitter at Chasm Game. You can also go to chasmgame.com and join our newsletter. So we send out updates about once a month, so you can get access to that and just stay on top of it. We also have a Facebook channel, and we do a Twitch stream every other week where we just chat with other developers and play their games or play some retro game. And then the last thing about where people can try it is actually if you go to like Best Buy or Target, if you go to the PlayStation kiosk, they've got a demo, might even be this demo, I can't remember for sure, I should know that, but if you go there, you can actually play Chasm and fire it up and go through it multiple times and see how that procedural generation works, because it'll be a different demo every time you play.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk with us. Honestly, we literally love the game. Definitely one of our favorite games of the show. So we'll have a lot more on Chasm coming up, guys, and thanks for watching all the coverage on PSX, and we'll see you next time.